Okay, hope everyone has joined the call. So let's start the class. Okay. So what we have seen today is today we have reached the day 8 of our online bootcamp. So since for the last 7 days we have developed and we have introduced, we have learned so much of things. Actually, I really love the way you guys are daily join the call on time and just to share. At least you just listen what we have told. So this is a new experience for me also because I'm not done any online, online boot camp classes before. So I'm just done some online classes and also I'm just giving some one to more number of one-to-one sessions, but it is something special because we are recorded those kind of videos and we are just passing these videos to YouTube and somewhere else also we are passing. So these are all the things I'm just learned by your side also. I'm just learned the new things. So the today topic is advanced JavaScript and deployment. Okay. So from the day 1 to 7, what we have done is we are developing and learn the HTML part, CSS, and the basics of JavaScript's fundamentals. So today what we have done is we have the enhancement part of JavaScript. So the features like so we mainly focused today for the features like to store the data or some information with the local storage and asynchronous operation. We have an enclosed with the asynchronous operation activities also. Then what we have done, we are going to done is we are going to do our deployment of our application, whatever we have done. So deployment is nothing but, so now if I'm having a one HTML page, means if I'm double click the file, it is going to add that, right? But somehow if I'm going to share this particular project to some other persons or a HR person or some other persons, means it is going to, we need to deploy that particular project. For the deployment process, how we can do is we just tell you about that. So there is a two kind of deployments are there. First one is the free deployment, so using the GitHub, Vercel, and more number of platforms are there. So with Netlify, so using this kind of platforms we can able to deploy our project. Otherwise we have a paid version like using the godaddy.com. So we have buy one particular domain name is nothing but for example, for Amazon it is having a www.amazon.com, right? So the same thing, they are buying that amazon.com domain name from the internet. So this is how it's working. Okay. Then what is local storage? Local storage is nothing but we are going to store some information or the data directly to the user's device. For example, escape. I'm just opening the amazon.com website. So I'm just inspecting this element and I'm just going to the um, application. It is not going there. Application. It is not application. Okay. So here you see what are all the storage things we have, means this kind of informations are showcased in the application, but that means the development tools. So we have a local storage and we have a session storage, we have the extension storage, and we have a cookies. Cookies is nothing but if we have some like if we have to load some data, that particular data is giving some preference, means that particular data is going to be in the cookies. So we just explain this cookies in the later classes, so or in our paid classes we are more discussed about this keys part. Actually what we have done is, so this is the free class, right? So in that online bootcamp we are enclosed with the basics of JavaScript, basics of doing, how we can going to do how we can write one code, how we can going to write projects and all. So in our paid classes, what we have going to do is, so we are elaborately giving all those information to the user, to you guys. And also we are enclosed with the React based application also. We are going to include React based application. So it is the combination of bundle of front end with the React. So that means after completing that particular course, you guys can able to work with some freelance project also with me. So maybe if you guys are already met with that standards means, so I'm going to give some tasks to you guys also after this particular online bootcamp class. So if you guys are win the particular contest or project means, I'm just going to give some percentage offer discount to you, so to crack our online classes. Okay, so we'll go back to here. We have a local storage. Local storage is nothing but it is going to store this particular data in the user's machine. So the amazon.com, I am going to I'm going to load this page. So in that particular loading of this browser only, I'm going to save this data. So it is not going to share to other person. Maybe if my friend is also going to use the same amazon.com means, they are not having this kind of information. Maybe they have some different kind of informations. Okay, so this is how it is going to stored in the particular person's, I mean particular users machines. Unlike cookies, this data never expires. Because so if I'm going to refresh this page means, this particular data is not going to deleted, it is already saved. So if I am going to intentionally delete every elements, clear all, then only this data is going to deleted. Otherwise the particular local storage value is not never getting expired. And also the local storage have the some particular space. So 1000 MB space is for this particular local storage. So every machine, so if I'm having a more large machine or some Apple MacBook, so something like that also, I'm having the same particular storage for this particular web page. So one web page will have the storage of 100 MB for the local storage. Okay, so if I'm going to save some data, maybe if I'm going to save some data means, I definitely I can able to use this local storage. It is like a database only. So if I'm going to develop one small project means, it is easy to use the local storage. Maybe if I am going to use the large number of database, large number of application means, local storage is not preferred. And also local storage, the security wise also, local storage is not actually not preferable. But we can able to store the data, that reasonable data we can able to store the data. So there is a local storage methods are there. These are all the methods. First one is set item. So this have the key and value pair. Key and value pair is nothing but, so you see, this is the key value, this is the value. Okay, key and value pair are there. So while we are going to set the item means, we need to pass the key value, and also we need to pass the value also. The syntax for this is local storage dot set item with the key and value pair. We can store more number of datas in the local storage also. And if I am going to retrieve the data from the local storage means, I am going to use the get item of key value. Key is nothing but the exact value what we have given for the particular while storing the set item. And then if I wanted to delete some specific items in the storage means, I'm going to use the local storage dot remove item of theme. And if I'm going to clear all the data with one click means, I'm just going to do with the local storage dot clear item. I'll just write one example so you guys can easily understand how the things are working. I'm just going to create a day 8, and then I'm just going to create a local storage.html. So here I'm going to write a normal document type html, html header, title, local storage example, and then script. Script I'm just going to do with that after this particular body thing. So I'm just having this body h1 local storage example. So here I'm just going with the one button on click, uh, save data, save data to local storage. I'm going to add one but I mean input type text id value placeholder, enter your name. Okay, then I'm just having this button on click equal to retrieve data, retrieve data from local storage, and then I'm just having a p id display data. Okay, I'm adding this, and we need to delete the data, so I'm having a button on click delete data, delete data from local storage, and then I'm having a button on sorry, it is on click um, clear data, clear data, clear all data. Okay, that's fine. Now I'm going to add a script. First function save data. First I need to get the data, so I'm just having a constant value equal to document dot get element by id of value dot value. Okay, so I'm getting the value what the person is going to write in the input box. Then I'm having, so I need to check the visibility. So if the value is there means, then only I know I am going to set the item local storage dot set item of name, because the name I'm going to save it as a name, then value. Then after that I'm going to add a else. So in the alert I'm going to add as a please enter a value to save. I'm just formatting this document, and then I'm going to run this document. Okay, revealing file explorer local storage, you see we have the list of data. So I'm going to inspect this element, and I'm going to see the application. So we have a, okay, so we have a local storage is a empty value. So now I'm going to add a shankavi and a save data to, I'm going to click on this save data to local storage. You see, after clicking on that, it is going to add it here the local, the name and the name what I'm going to give is Sankavi. So that is added here. So maybe if I'm not going to click on this means it is giving this alert. But if I'm click on this means we need to empty this particular text box, right? That thing we are missed. So I'm going to add as a value equal to 1. I'm going to add save data. The name value is 1, but it is not retrieved. Something. I'm going to delete this keys also. Now I'm going to add the name as Shankavi and click on this. So it is going to add it here. After that, I'm going to give as a value as empty array, but it is not going to change there. So what I'm going to do is document dot get element by id dot value is empty string. So I'm just going to do so. To after this two, it is going to empty. So this is what I'm going to try. So that's fine. Then we need to retrieve the data from the local storage. So once the person is going to click on the retrieve data means, then first I need to get the item. So let stored value equal to local storage dot get item of name. Then if the value is there means we need to add this retrieved value and with the inner html. So what I'm going to do is retrieved value equal to document dot get element by id with this retrieved value as a id. So if stored value is there means I'm going to write the retrieved value dot text content. Text content as stored value. So after that, if I'm having a no value means, so I'm just going to add as a alert no data found in local storage. So this is how it is working. So maybe we have a name that the value is 2. So if I'm getting this retrieved data from local storage, you see that the value is changed, I mean given as 2. So this is what we are expecting. Maybe I'm just doing the same activity Shankavi save data. So then I'm clicking this retrieve data from local storage, the Shankavi data is coming up. Okay, now the third thing is delete data function. Same thing only. Function local storage dot remove item of name, because we have only one name, right? And then alert as data deleted from local storage. Yes, that's fine. Then another thing is clear data. Maybe if we have a more than two datas also, more than one datas also, that is also going to cleared with the local storage dot clear and alert. Now for example I'm going to add a date, sorry, date as Okay, I'm added two datas. Okay, now I'm going to delete the data from local storage. Delete data. Okay, so you see data deleted from local storage. If I'm clicking this OK, so you see that name is going to cleared. So now I'm going to add one more thing that is called as a name, my name. So my name is added. So I'm going to clear all data cleared from local storage. You see the data are going to cleared actually. So this is how this local storage is working. So you guys can have 5 minutes of, I'll just give you 5 minutes of time so you guys can check this code. I'll just, maybe will help you guys. So 5 minutes you guys can take a time to check the score. Okay, I guess you guys are done that. Now we just go back to our thing, and I'm going to check the slideshow. Okay, then so we have a example challenge. So you guys can do this example challenge now. So using the local storage, you guys can set the item as the task. So in the class itself you guys can do this. So what you guys can do is, so uh, instantly we have a one button called the save data from save data. So inside that save data you guys can just add this constant task value inside this local storage dot set item. So after that you guys can get the items and console.log the saved values. Maybe I'll just give you another 5 minutes of time so you guys can do this challenge. I hope you guys are done the challenge. So what you guys can do is you just going to add this task. So what I'm going to do is for you guys, I'm just doing the same thing. Okay, the same code only. I'm going to change that. Sorry guys. Mm, commented save data only. I'm going to add. So after that save data, I'm going to add this task and then set items. Local storage dot set item of task, then json dot stringify. Json dot stringify is nothing but we are going to uh, uh, change that array as a JSON and then we are passing that. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is constant items equal to local storage dot get item. Then console dot log of JSON parse of items. I think you are not able to visible that. So I'm just doing that. Then now I'm going to run this page. So you see there is a no data in the local storage. I'm just refreshing the page again and again. Now, if I click on the save data from local storage, the task is added with the array of three things: buy milk, do laundry, study JavaScript. Now, I'm just going to check the console. So, in the console, also the datas are coming up. So, we already done the task. Then we are going to check with the asynchronous JavaScript part. So actually JavaScript is the synchronous programming language. So synchronous means it just wait for one task to complete, then only the another piece of code, another line of code is going to run. So here what we are going to do is so we are using the asynchronous JavaScript. Using the asynchronous JavaScript, we are going to uh, change the JavaScript as synchronous to asynchronous programming language. So I'll just show you how. So the same thing what we have developed for the fetch URL, right? The same thing we are going to do that. So I'm just write one more thing, async.html. There I'm just going with the document type.html, HTML head title. The name is called as a title, async example. Then we have a body, so the body have the h1 async await call. So we have a button on click with the fetch data. Okay, now I'm going to add a script with the function fetch data. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a asynchronous function. Asynchronous nothing but it just wait for some time to do the actions. Then only it's just going to give the another function. Okay, that's why asynchronous get data. Okay. So here what I'm going to do is I'm just creating a response first. So we have a await as a keyword. Await is nothing but if we have a asynchronous functionality means it just indicate that if we need to wait for this particular actions to be completed. So we are going to get the information from this particular API, right? So API will give the response simultaneously, or sometimes it takes some time, at least 2 to 3 seconds of time, right? So that's time it just wait for the time, then only it just return the data. So constant data is response.json. Then I'm just written the data. After this, I'm just console.log the get data. So you see, first I'm going to check how this is going to work. Then we'll explain more. Uh, this is the one. Reveal in Explorer. Asynchronous. I'm just to inspect the element console. Fetch data. So you see the promise is pending mode. Pending, and it is fulfilled with the array of 20 datas. You see, we have the 200 number of datas are coming up. So this is how the promise is going to work. So it just wait for some time to run the data. So after it is going to successful or rejected means, then only it is going to give the result. This is the one thing for the asynchronous JavaScript. So after this, we are having a try catch method also. So using that, maybe if I'm having this API is working perfectly, so I don't need the catch part. So maybe in some cases, the particular web page or this particular API is not working means we need to uh, check this particular thing is going to work, right? Otherwise we need to give some errors to the users. So how we can do is using the try catch block, we can going to use that. So it is the it is not a risky mode, because if the particular thing is not giving any response means, for example, I'm just going to give like this. So that time this particular page is going to fail. I'll just show you. Fetch data. So you see, there is one error is coming, right? So we need to uh, uh, change this error also. So how we can do is using the try catch block. So inside this try, I'm going to do this actions, then catch of error. So what error I'm going to get means, I'm just going to console.log the error, or else I'm just going to write the some other alert message also. I'm going to, based on the preference, we can do that. So the same thing, this API will work. So I'm just change the one name, so that time the API will going to fail. So I'm clicking this fetch data. It is giving the promises pending. I'm not running this page correctly. Fetch data, you see, failed to fetch. This particular information is there, but it is not failing the page, it is not giving any errors. So sometimes the page is going to broke. We are not able to we are not sure, right, when the particular backend API will fail, when we are going to do these actions and all. So that's why it is there. So it just wait for this async await call to do that. Then just go back to here, deployment part. So the deployment is nothing but we are going to give the pages and deploy our pages in the using the some other platforms. First one is GitHub pages, and the second one is Netlify and the Vercel. So I'm going to do with the Netlify. So what, I'll just pass you the particular, that URL is like this, app.netlify.com. I'm just share this link to you guys, and I'm just passing this message also in the up in the video sessions also. Then you guys can do with login with actually you are not having the login, so you guys can do with the sign up. I'm having a login, so I'm just going with the login with Google. I'm just typing with my email ID. So it's just having some error. So I just go back to here and do with the login with GitHub. I'm having some GitHub account. So I'm just the page is redirected. So you see, I'm already deployed some other application, so it is looking like this. So if you are a new person, means if you are signing in successfully, means it just having the window is like that. So here you can add a new project. So there is a three options are there. First option, we can go import an existing project. So if you guys have your project in the GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket or Azure DevOps, means you guys can go here and uh, check check which repository you guys can do with it. So you see, I have a this many number of uh, projects are there. So this is not a ready yet to deploy this particular project, so I'm just not using that. So the same thing, if you guys do that, means it will works correctly. Okay, I'm just going to check the start from a template more. So that start from the template means it is having some source code. Using that source code, you guys can do with some customization for this particular projects. So this is not a preferable one because it is having a thing. So the third one is drag and drop of the particular thing. So if I'm having this day 8, I'm having this day asynchronous, I'm going to drag and drop this. Please drop a folder containing an index.html. So I'm just rename this file as index.html, and then I'm just going to um, give this file to there. Okay, so it is again asking for the. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just pause this. Okay, browse to upload. So here I'm going to do the front end day 8. It is uploading. It just takes some time. So you see, it is having, it is published at a 7:45 p.m. So it is created with one URL also. I'm just going to this URL. So we can check the deployment file. I'm just going to preview this file. So it is entering with a different site. So I'm just going to check this. I'm just going to. So here we can able to change this URL also. But first thing is, I need to check why this is not working. You see, here I can able to edit this page. This thing is, I'm just using async class. So the URL is looks like this. I'm going to first verify this. Day 8 have this index.html. This is the HTML document that we have shown, right? So I just do the same actions again because it is accepting only the HTML page. So I'm going to add a new project, deploy manually, browse, upload, day 8. Day 8 is going to upload. Yeah, you see, we have a page. So if you guys can hit this particular app means that time also it is going to save. So this is how this particular deployment process is there. So we have a vessel as an environment also. That is the same thing. We have that, but I don't have an account for this vessel. So I'm just going to deploy. So we just need to log in. I'm just checking with the wait. It is having a OTP. So the OTP is I'm not getting any uh okay, I'm getting that 813673. Oh, 81. I'm just checking. 3673. Okay, just having the same login. Okay, so here what you guys can do is you just import the project. The import is from the GitHub, or else you can do with yes, GitHub is needed for importing your project and deploy your projects. So yeah, I just check with if we are going to deploy the same thing. You guys can upload your HTML file as the git in GitHub. So if you guys are enrolled with the online, I mean paid class means I am going to teach you how to push the code in your I mean in GitHub, and how to deploy this particular project step by step, because we are running out of time, right? So we are not able to give the 10 hours of time. Using the 10 hours of time, we can't able to cover this particular 10 days of syllabus. So that's why we are going to the very fast. So if you guys are enrolled with the paid class means we are definitely have some time. So in that time we are able to teach you a step by step approach and all, right? Okay, now We just go back to here. So now you guys can successfully deploy your particular projects. So using this same approach you guys do with the portfolio application and showcase this particular project, and this URL to in your resume also you can able to add your portfolios link. So everyone will able to click that link and will check what are all the things you guys are already done. So in today's practice what we have implemented is, first one is the local storage. So how you are able to store the data, retrieve the data, clear the data, and delete the data. And after that we have implemented with the deployment process. So that after the deployment we are storing our data in the using the Netlify project. We are able to deploy our project. So the deployment of our project is going to be in the live mode. So yes. Yes, guys, we are done the today's class. So tomorrow it is the biggest class for us because it is the ninth day of class, and the day after tomorrow we are going to wrap up what we have already done. So we are almost in the completed state. Hope I guess everyone is enjoying the class. I need some feedback from you guys actually. So you can directly message me in WhatsApp. You have my number, right? So you can directly message me in WhatsApp, and you guys can just give your feedback in Gmail also. So your feedback will definitely boost uh, my curriculum part. Yeah. Thank you, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.